Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mariana. Today I have a very important video for people who want to improve their drawings. Now, just a disclaimer, I'm not a professional artist or anything like that, but I have been drawing for over 10 years and I have taken classes for a year or so, but I have some tips and some things I can share with you to improve your sketches and your drawings. And that's what we'll be talking about today. Let's get started. When talking about improving your drawing and sketches, the first thing you should focus on is improving the basics. When I say the basics, I mean lines, curves, and circles. These are the basic components of a drawing. So by mastering these, you can actually quite improve your drawings. To make this process easier for you, I actually made a practice sheet that will be linked in the description so you can go ahead and download it. It has the basic shapes, some lines, and some circles. Once you printed out your sheet, make sure to grab a comfortable pencil or the pencil you like the most to use and start practicing. Go ahead and make swift and smooth movements with your arm. Make sure your wrist is locked in place and only move your arm. It's very good to practice some squares. This way you can practice the lines in all of the directions. Remember, practicing is something you should do a lot. As you can see, I actually am not perfect with lines and circles, but as you go along, you get better. And as long as you know how to make lines, curves, and circles, you'll have the tools to make you better sketch. I would advise you to use a lead that's a little bit harder, so something like a HB should be fine, and also to use a very thin pencil or mechanical pencil. This way you have more control over your drawings. Make sure to go over all of the practice sheet, and also if you want you can print another sheet and keep practicing it. For the big circles, make sure your wrist is locked and only use your arms to make the movement. As you make a circle, do very lightly because usually what happens is that the first circle that you make is not perfect, so you go over it 2 or 3 times and then you have a basic circle shape. For the smaller circles, you actually should unlock your wrist and only use it to make the circles. This way it's easier and you have more control. This might be really hard at first, but after practicing a little bit, you'll get much better at it. Also, you can make small circles outside the templates to train a little bit more. You can also do lines on a blank sheet of paper after you feel like you got better at doing lines. Once you feel comfortable with the basics, you can go ahead and move on to the next stage, which is drawing from life. At any art course, you'll be asked to draw a item of your choosing. Usually these are common items like this one I chose, which is a water spray. So just choose any item in your house to draw and grab a piece of paper and again your favorite pen and start sketching it. Use the basics you learned before, so circles, curves, and lines. Try to divide the item into basic shapes and also create reference lines like the middle line and also lines of where important things from the item are. For example, the bottom part and the top part of the item. Don't be scared to make a drawing that doesn't look nice because this will come with practice. As long as you practice, you get better at it. When dealing with 3D objects, you can also put some other reference lines to show a curve or the shape of the object. For example, like I'm doing right now, I'm adding curves that imply that this object has a shape of a cylinder. One thing you should also try to do is to have a focus. So, for example, you want to learn how to draw wolves. So, focus only on drawing wolves for some times, draw a couple of them in different positions, and get better at understanding how the shapes and the shadows of the wolves work. This way, you will improve much quicker than drawing everything at any time. For example, I chose the wolf, and this is a sketchbook I had a couple years ago that worked for many drawings, but at first I just wanted to get better at wolves. So, as you can see, I drew a lot of wolves and they were in different positions, and that's what made me improve my wolf drawings. Also, when you choose a focus, make sure you study the object of your choosing well. Make a simplified version of these objects and also learn all the characteristics behind them. For example, the skeleton, the muscles, and everything that comes with it. This is really important to actually create a understanding of how things work in this object or animal you chose. Studying the movement of animals is also very important. So watch videos about these animals, or if they are close to you or to your house, go out there and see them moving because this actually helps a lot. You can choose anything as your focus, including people. If you want to learn how to improve your drawing of faces, go ahead and choose a couple of pictures from the internet and draw them in your notebook. After getting the hang of the face, you can also go into the body, go into other objects, and also train with common objects like a bowl or a car or even a plug like this one I made here. This type of study is very important where you take an object and draw it with all the details and also with the shadowing of the object. This way you will learn how shapes work better and how lights and shadows work. Feel free to change your pencil to a pen or any other type of thing you want to draw with. I, for example, did a couple of drawings with pen while I was at class, and you can do that while you are in the bus or going to work or anywhere really. As long as you practice your sketches, you'll get better at them. One important thing I'll be showing next is how you can improve your drawing from reference pictures. Here, for example, I drew a face of a girl from the internet, and after that I actually checked to see which was the real shape and positions of everything. So the drawing in red should be the correct drawing, and the drawing in pencil is the drawing I made. This way you learn how to take things that are in front of you and put correctly into the paper. To illustrate this process of checking if your drawing is correct, I asked a friend to draw a wolf from a reference picture so we could improve his drawing. One thing you can notice at first is that his sketch is very dark compared to what it should be, and also he's using very small uh, lines to do his drawing instead of doing a smooth long line, which is always better. So the first thing you should do is print a picture that you like and start drawing this picture without any worries. Just go ahead and do your best. Once you're done with your sketch, go back into your drawing and compare it to the actual picture. Check the shapes and also the sizes of your things compared to the real thing, and you'll see there are a couple of differences in this example. For example, the legs are too angled and the neck is also a bit too wide. What you should do now is to find a glass table and put a light under it to be able to see the two drawings over each other. Actually, the picture and the drawing over each other. And then put the picture on the bottom and then the drawing at the top to check what mistakes you made while sketching the picture. Then go over the drawing with a red pen or any pen and draw the actual picture and how it should have looked like. Once you are done comparing the two, the drawing and the picture, you can actually draw it again, but instead of looking at it, put it under the paper and start drawing with this reference. At this point, what you should do is divide the wolf or the animal or the object you're drawing into basic shapes like circles, lines, and curves. I'm doing that with the wolf, and you should do the same with the thing you're drawing. To make your sketch even better, make sure to use different types of pencils. For this video, I'm using a 2B, a 4B, and a 8B pencils to make a difference in shading and in lights. Remember that the first sketch should be very light, and after you can go over with a darker pencil to make the details. When shading your drawing, I usually start with the darkest spots and I use the darkest pencil possible. After that, I change the pencil to a lighter shade and do the next details. And I add the lighter details at the last part. If you want to make sure you get this perfect, you can also try another method of drawing. So looking at the picture, you can go ahead and make the basic shapes and the overall space where the wolf is gonna be and just sketch it again with the things you know now.
Stranger lately, and I know that's not you. Easy come, easy go.
After sketching the three methods I just talked about, so the first one was free, and then you compared it to the actual picture with a pen. The second method was going over the picture with the basic shapes, and then the third option was to look at the picture and make the shapes and check which one you like the best and the one that works the best for you, but also practice all of them. That was it, guys. I hope this tutorial was helpful to you, and if it was, leave your like and also comment down below what other troubles you have while drawing or sketching. Also subscribe because this month I'll be posting every single day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.